Hello everyone and welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez and this is my Moonday Oracle reading, which is going to be an intuitive card reading for the energy of the week for us all as a collective. So just giving us a bit of a heads up and insight into what we almost need to know. So I'll go into more of that in just a few moments. I am going to tell you that this reading is for the week of March 18th, 2024. However, it does not matter when you are watching this, because if you find yourself here, whether it be months from now, a week from now, and you're only catching the replay and not live, it doesn't matter. You are here in exact divine timing, and this message is going to resonate with you according to whatever it is that you're experiencing within your own unique journey within your life. And again, sometimes it doesn't resonate with us at the time the messages come forward until we might actually end up hearing something like days later, hours later, and suddenly it's exactly when we needed to hear it, because if it happened a moment before, it would not have applied or made sense whatsoever. So just take these readings, again, with your own discernment at the same time. Again, it is intuitive guidance and insight for the energy of the week. I want to give this a few moments, though, and just let people connect and see I'm live, because then it'll give me a little bit of feedback as to whether or not the quality of sound is good and everything is working okay on Facebook's end, if you will. So just gonna see if it's working on my end and share it over here with your own. Yep, there we go. Okay, I think I shared it, so it seems like it's going good. I heard it fine on my end. So I'll just go ahead and continuing into this explanation, especially for anybody who might be new to Magical Me. Welcome and thank you for popping in. I hope that you enjoy what it is that you find here. So every Monday or so, it's not consistently every Monday. It is, again, I kind of honor my own energy levels. I honor my own timing, divine timing, obviously. So on Mondays, I do try to go live for a moon day, because the day Monday is actually associated with the planet, the moon. So it is a time for intuitive messages and insight, but it's also the beginning of the week for us. So it gives us that, it's a perfect time, I should say, for tapping into some oracular, intuitive, divine insight. Just asking to understand what we might need to know moving through the energy of this week, and giving us that awareness also then empowers us to move in divine flow, or more of a harmonious flow, versus being blind to it and kind of swimming against the current, which can create a bit more challenge and difficulties for us. So that's why I do these readings. Again, I use my own intuitive abilities combined with oracle cards to bring forward a message for the week for the collective. So these aren't individual personal card pulls that I'm doing here for people today. I am, however, doing this again for the generalized collective, those who find themselves drawn here to watch the reading. This is going to hold a special message or resonance for you. And again, it's for the week of March 18th, 2024. And I do offer individual personal readings. If you're interested, you could send me a private message and we could set something up to be booked. And I also do offer in-person as well as remote healing sessions. So something else, if you're interested, you could always send me a message for that. Hello, Cherie. Welcome, and thank you for being here live. How is the quality of sound for you? Is it all good on your end? And I hope you've had a wonderful weekend and you are having a magical moon day to all of you, whoever might be tuning in. So before we go further, thank you so much, Cherie. I appreciate you, sweetheart. I do want to just go over quick news and announcements between, I like to take this opportunity to talk about events and offers I have going on here at Magical Me, as well as my sister business, Oracles of the Light, with my partner, Karen. So on Monday, the 25th, we have our first full moon gathering. It's going to be a in-person full moon circle for empowering women and helping women come back to awakening or back to their core magic of awakening the goddess within. So in doing so, we will be connecting with the energy of the moon to facilitate healing, release. We will also be incorporating sound healing and connecting with the energy of this specific flavor of the moon, because it is a worm moon, but it is also in the sign of Libra. At the same time, it is a partial lunar eclipse, so quite powerful. It's also coming a week after the spring equinox, which is tomorrow, everybody. I'll talk about that in a second. So it's a very powerful time to, and first of all, just the full moon for everybody, female or male, it doesn't matter. Really working with the lunar cycles does greatly help us to come into more of a harmonious flow, as we are meant to be interconnected, and everything is interconnected. So when we move in flow, it helps us to, I guess you could say, move in that divine alignment instead of, again, fighting against it. But with that said, during these full moon gatherings, again, these are in person only at this time, but we will be moving our bodies, connecting with sacred dance to open and raise the cone of power for setting those intentions of the magic and the work that we're going to be doing. This one is specifically focused on bringing balance into our lives and balancing how much energy and time we give ourselves versus giving in relationships. But because it is also, and I don't mean just romantic relationships, this is others, if you will. So other energies and what we do for others versus self. So it's bringing us back to that harmonious flow within to create more balance, to help release what is an imbalance within us. Also attuning us during those sound and moon bath is what we're calling it. We're also going to be wildcrafting and bringing in or creating a magical elixir that we can use to help infuse it with those sounds, with the energy of this full moon, also to empower ourselves, to add to our baths, to also add to our, give blessings to our bed, to our own relationships, where we can bring more balance and harmony into our relationships. So it's going to be quite powerful. Once again, it is bringing us back to that ancient magic that exists within all of us, but very specifically even within women. And when women come together, when they gather together, there is such profound healing that can happen. So if you're interested, we still have a few spaces left. It's going to be Monday evening, March 25th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I know it's a little late, but it is exactly on that full moon. So it is the best time that we can get to the closest we can get to working with the moon's energy, I should say. So it's going to be, there's an event created on my page here, as well as over on Oracles of the Light page. $35 to participate if you're interested. Once again, you can always shoot me a message, or you can check out the event, but there are only a few spaces left. So if interested, I encourage you to jump on that as soon as you can, okay? Hello, Dawn. Happy Moon Day and welcome, love. Thank you so much for joining in and being here with me today. So I just went over that we're going to really be, this energy is going to be interesting because we have the spring equinox, or also known on the Gaelic wheel of the year as Ostara. And that's in the northern hemisphere, but in the southern hemisphere, for all of my friends that tune in from beneath the equator, we have the fall equinox, also known as Mabon. So I'll talk about the northern and Ostara, or the spring equinox, but all equinoxes, whether it's fall or spring, is a point where the light and darkness of the day, so day and night, are equally balanced. At this time, in ancient times, it was known as Ostara for the spring, and it was facilitating, there was this goddess of fertility that represented the energy of the land, and she was spreading her fertile magic and seeding the land with renewal, with rebirthing of life. And this is the same energy that is spring. So it's giving rise to that within us, because once again, we are meant to be in flow with the planets, with the seasons, with the cycles. So Ostara is, or the spring equinox, and all equinox, again, for even those in the southern hemisphere, the equinox is balanced across the globe of light and dark. And so it's a point of activation within us all to cross over. So for those in the northern hemisphere with the spring equinox, we are moving out of darkness now and into light after this point. And we are at the halfway point from the winter solstice and the summer solstice in June. So a very powerful time of renewal, of rebirth, of resurrection as well. Now it's the exact opposite for those in the southern hemisphere, where it's that balanced equal day, equal night, absolutely. But at this point, you're crossing from light into dark, where you are now at the second harvest festival known as Mabon or Mabon, and this is a time of gathering your resources, taking stock of all that you have achieved and facilitated or created up until this point, and you're preparing to have your dark time of the year, if you will, where that sleep, the great sleep and stillness, will happen to give rise and birth to the new come your spring. So a very powerful time for all of us across the board, and a wonderful time of just bringing balance into our lives overall. So that's really going to be the huge message across the board for the week, and I'm sure our cards are going to touch on that. But if we can get a little bit of extra insight as to what else is coming forward for us, that would be phenomenal. Hi, Tammy. Welcome, love, and thanks for being here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the reading, but before we do, I just want to bring us all into stillness, into sacred space. So because we are all sharing energy across space and time right now as we're tuning in, we are also all connected to everything else that's been going on throughout the day, or within ourselves, within our emotions, within our thoughts. And it gets a little chaotic. And when we are not grounded and in this present moment, it sometimes makes it hard to really fully receive the wisdom coming forward for us the way that we really do need to hear it or receive it. So in that stillness is the best space for us to be open to receiving. So just grounding our energy now is what we're going to do, and really again come into center and connecting into the sacred space within ourselves, which essentially is the here and now. All right. So if you can safely, you can close your eyes, but you don't have to close your eyes. You can do this with your eyes open. A wonderful practice to incorporate throughout your day, every single day, when you need that reminder of coming into stillness within. So we're going to just take a nice cleansing deep breath in through your nose. Hold. And release the breath through your mouth. And as you do, just feel your energy just starting to ground. Just coming back into your physical body, as we are floating most of the day in 5,000 different places. So coming back into our physical moment, our physical body in this present moment. Taking another deep breath in. Hold. And release. Just softening your body now. Releasing any tension from your shoulders, your back, your jaw, your stomach. Just softening now as you take another deep breath in. And release. Now just feeling you drop out of your mind and place your hand upon your heart and just connect into that space. Coming into your heart center. Coming into only this present moment. Opening to receive the divine message that wishes to come through for us all today. And so it is. You can open your eyes. All right, you should feel nice and relaxed now. So today, I've decided to work with a newer deck that I just got myself last week. I've been working with it in the Cosmic Oracle. It's been really fun. If you are interested in joining the Cosmic Oracle, it's going to be open for new members for April. Within the next, I would say within the next week, you'll be able to see that information. So always fun. Hi, Robin. Welcome, gorgeous. Thanks for being here. I'm working with today's, the deck for today is the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle. And I was really drawn to this deck because because I'm so connected with nature that I can really feel the stirrings of the plants, of the flowers, of the trees, and just feeling all the little magical wild ones or the fae or the nature spirits that sprinkle their magic onto the earth, onto the plants that actually help to facilitate the growth and the rebirth of new life. So I have decided to work with this deck because of that. So let's see what guidance and insight or wisdom comes forward for us all today as a collective for the energy of the week of March 18th, 2024. What do we all most need to know moving into this week? Okay. Oh, we've got a 36, so I'll talk about that really quickly because numerology is just such a powerful way to communicate with your higher self, or how your higher self is communicating with you. So I always incorporate the wisdom of numbers. And so 36 does break down to be a 9. And that does not surprise me, considering today is the day before the equinox. And so it's that when we hit the equinox, like I said before, it's that point of equal day, equal night. So we're bringing ourselves into, and the earth is coming into complete equilibrium, complete oneness and balance. And this is like the starting point for the new life, for the new cycle, right? Because it's like the prepping, moving us into the fullness of growth, of, a fullness of life for the spring and summer season. But then for the opposite end of the spectrum, the southern hemisphere, it's prepping to move into that darkness and the hibernation of the stillness, right? So hi, Kimberly. Welcome, beautiful. Thanks for being here. So 9 speaks to ending of cycles and leveling up. It speaks to achievement and successful attainment of goals. So it's showing you that with the 9 coming forward today, it's like this week is like the last of the old cycle closing out before we can experience that rebirth. So the old is dying away, the old is leaving us now. And obviously within yourself, you can facilitate that by taking stock and acknowledging what is ready to be released from your life, what is potentially coming up to show you that it's a bit of a hindrance, or not even, maybe it's not even a hindrance, maybe it's just something that you no longer need to take with you. It's something that you maybe need to let go of, or part ways with, or release even emotions within yourself, fears, old patterns, old behaviors, limiting thoughts that are keeping you from successfully embracing the new beginning that's ready for you now. And these could be things that are within yourself, emotions, again, thoughts, but it could be also, just patterns. It could be habits. It could be people. It could be jobs. You know how this works. When it comes to leveling up, it's telling you this doesn't need to be difficult. Although there's always probably a little bit of a, bring up some sentiment or some feelings regarding releasing something that we've known for so long, or that we've held on to. But it speaks to your success. It speaks to the work that you yourself have done, the achievement, the accomplishment on your soul's journey, because you have gotten yourself to this point where it's no longer serving. You no longer need this. And it could be a lesson. You're ready to be reborn, right? All of us. And the card itself is, hi Leanne, hi Jason, welcome. The 9s, yeah, makes perfect sense. I love this. Look at the tree, like holding the koala, especially for all my beautiful friends that tune in from Australia. Definitely making me think of those of you in the southern hemisphere with the koala, and how the tree is kind of holding the koala very, very tight here. And it says, remember the wooby. So I feel like this is something that those of you in Australia are going to get much more than those of us here in the northern hemisphere. I feel like when I looked into the book about this card, when I pulled it for myself last week, it spoke of maybe like a little bit of a kind of like a tale that you might have there, and feel free to chime in, those of you who tune in later. It's kind of like almost like a safety, almost reminds me of like a teddy bear, like a safety blanket of something that, you know, when we were young, we wanted. It made us feel good, you know, it brought us comfort, it brought us security. But it's also a reminder to your inner child and what those things were, those dreams, those hopes, the magic of when you were young, and thinking about what you wanted to do when you grew up, what you wanted to have for yourself, what did you foresee, what did you want to be? And oftentimes in life, it happens that we get away from that journey as we grow up, and as we, Leanne, you know, right? As we get away from all of that, because society kind of stamps us down, what is practical versus what is our dreams. And sometimes what is a dream isn't necessarily practical in society's conditions or terms, right? And so we oftentimes go through experiences that take us away from what we dreamed, returning back to our purity of heart when we were children and even young adults, and what lit our souls up, right? So we got away from that, and that's not a bad thing, but it's a part of our soul's growth, the journey, the hero's journey, that we go out, explore something, and we learn through experience of what we want, of what we don't want, of what works, what doesn't work. This is how we learn. But then there comes a point in all of our lives, and these full moons, we have one coming up on the 25th, as I said, and a major eclipse coming up on April 8th is the new moon. But these moon cycles over the next 2 months are going to be in alignment with the eclipses. The eclipses are always in alignment with the North Node and the South Node. So what that means is overcoming our karmic stuff and patterns that we were meant to learn so that we can move into our true north and what is destined for us, what we're meant to do. So now what's coming forward by remembering the wooby is remember what really was a dream. And if you can dream it, that's a seed that's already aligned in the universe. It's like if you can feel such passion about something, if it evokes such illumination or enlightenment or radiation with like radiant light within you, it's because your soul knows that it's already seeded for you. It's just a matter of drawing it closer to you by moving yourself into right alignment. So by remembering the wooby, we're remembering those parts of ourselves that we're returning to the truth of our source. And this week is showing us how to wrap up those old cycles that are preventing us from taking those deep dives into what is more authentically in alignment with our soul's joy, with our soul's purpose, our soul's passion and calling. So you can see the tree, everything behind it is barren. It looks like it's a blank slate. It almost looks like it might have been winter time. There's no leaves on this tree. And what is it doing but hugging its wooby? It's hugging its friend. And with that, it's a return to life. It's bringing comfort and joy back to itself. So our message across the board for the week is do what brings you joy. Even if there's a little bit of fear, that fear is part of your initiation. That's going to push you forward. That's meant to test you or initiate you. That are you going to stay in the old survival fight or flight patternings that keep you safe and keep you from experiencing what else is out there to explore? Or are you going to take that deep dive knowing that truly what is calling to you is your wooby, it's your comfort, it's what's going to bring you support, it's going to bring you true happiness, just like a stuffed animal would for us when we were children. Our womb is, it exists out there where our soul is being magnetized and drawn to, not staying still in the safety of something that doesn't bring us joy whatsoever, but it might bring us temporary safety, but it doesn't bring us joy. And what brings us joy is always going to bring us safety. All right. So know that what you want, it wants you. It's already been seeded. Take that leap into wrapping up those old cycles, clearing out the debris and what has been hindering that path forward. What do you need to do to take those first brave, bold steps forward? As the equinox, we come to that point of reset, restoring balance, and new life begins to come. So what new life wishes to be born within you and within your reality? Okay. All right, everybody, that is our magical message for this week. I do hope that you enjoy it. I wish you all the most magical of blessed equinoxes, Ostara and Mabon, wherever you are in the world celebrating it. And yeah, next week is going to be quite a beautiful full moon and lunar eclipse, or partial lunar eclipse. Again, Karen and I of Oracles of the Light will be hosting a full moon circle or gathering for helping to empower women, bringing them back to their inner magic and their inner goddess. So if you are interested, check out the event. There are still seats available. We hope to see you all there. Take care of all of you, and I will check back with the comments after this is done airing. Okay, take care.